First there was Best Ball Bash, then there was Battle Royale Bash, and now we have a playoff Best Ball Bash, and really excited how we're going to tie this together because I'm having Neil Farley on, who was the very first guest on the Bash when I launched that earlier this year, I guess last year. And it ended up being the best team in the best ball portfolio I drafted in the BBM contest. It narrowly missed making it to the finals, but we did make $1,000. And I asked Neil, I said, hey, what's your PayPal? Can I send you your share here, the 500? He said, let's just do some big mittens. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to draft a couple of those with Neil, and then I'll get a few of you guys up here as well to draft some mittens with me, gauntlets, whatever is available in the lobby. I'm Pete. This is the playoff Best Ball Bash. Let's do it. Welcome to the Best Ball Bash. We are throwing a party. One of you guys in the chat will be hopping on stream to draft, and then we will split the $2 million prize.
We are in the 2020 Honda Civic.
I think we got to lock him up.
You're going to be able to get us Jalen Knoll to fall by staring them down in the eye right now.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do, Pete.
Lock him up.
That's my kind of guy. I am going to need a howl from you.
Hopefully none of my neighbors mind.
Oh, this is going to be my life. This is so much fun.
All right, Neil. So what I learned this summer is we could have just stopped drafting after all the other teams, and we could have just had ours, just one and done. That's all I needed.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, Sam's team that he won with was so early that people were finally correct when they said stop drafting. The winner's already been drafted.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I did love that. I mean, we had two very fun teams from the Bash, obviously ours that made that run. And then the team that was the finale of the Best Ball Bash, where we each drafted, there were 6 of us that drafted 3 picks on there. And that was the best team I had in the regular season. So first and last, barbell strategy for the Bash was clearly the play.
I really can't believe that ours actually made it out originally, because I feel like it must have been very close to not making it out because, once we had Travis Hunter get hurt and some other players, I did not think that team would ever have a chance.
I know. And I was torn. Obviously, I wanted it to make it because it's a $2,700 difference to get the team, even though it would have been dead on arrival
totally.
with IU and Hunter. But it was fun to have a little bit of a sweat there. I'm just kind of thankful that we got the blade a little early because that team that had the Niners charging, that would have just been a brutal kind of sweat. Like if we actually thought we were clear and then they went nuts in that Sunday night football game. So that was the only silver lining there.
Yeah. Better to have gone out that way than have lost on the last play of the game or something.
Exactly. All right, here's what we're going to do here, guys. Like I said, we're going to draft a big mitten. This is the $500 entry. They just put up a new one. There was a biggest mitten one. It's a 3 max contest. We need 3 more people if you guys want to compete against Neil and I in a couple of drafts here. And then after that, I'll get you guys up. And I do have the hashtag if you want to drop it in the chat. Hashtag join the bash here. Just the usual, not Bosch. Just join the bash. We'll get you entered into that. And we can do some mittens or whatever. Yes, my main camera is giving me fits. I need to do a full restart and check the cables and stuff. So you're getting my my old webcam. Deal with it. I don't know what to tell you guys right now. But Neil, while we wait for this to fill, how was the rest of your best ball season?
Well, it started off awesome because I won one of the first quarter contests.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Got that over with early, knew that I was going to have a pretty positive season to begin with, and didn't have to really sweat anything out after that.
That is beautiful. Yeah, I didn't end up getting in those contests there. What were those like? The draft rooms, the strategy, were people making pretty big mistakes that you saw?
I kind of thought so. I thought they were, fairly different, and people weren't totally approaching them as they should, just not taking as much of the projectable volume as was probably optimal in those situations. So it was just it's a different new environment. So I think people are going to be more prone to making mistakes in that. So something that's interesting to get into.
Yeah. And what about these playoff best ball streets? Is this Big Mitten Phils here? Have you been? I actually think I saw you were in a draft with me last night, and I was actually going to message you. Don't judge me because I was on public transportation going to the Celtics game and auto drafted a truly horrible team. But I have seen you in the streets. How has your drafting been going?
I just maxed out the gauntlet last night, and then I just don't have the stamina to do all of the mittens. Like I'll get some entries in them, but I'm definitely not gonna be putting in 150s in each because that's just crazy to me. That takes so much time and energy. I would love to be able to get more entries in those, but really have just been trying to focus on getting in those gauntlets. And then my last number of gauntlets were probably pretty bad because I was interested in getting some 1 seed final scenarios. Yeah. So,
dude, that was the same as me. And I literally right now I'm like, okay, this is a completely different tournament because my last 40 gauntlets, I was exclusively doing like big upsets like Steelers, Chargers, or 1 seed stuff. So it's time to reorient here. This is 2 of 6 advance. And we are on the clock here. Is CMC your easy 102 here? Is there something else you'd like to do?
I don't really care that much at this pick. In this sort of situation, I'm fine with CMC. I'd also be cool with Barkley. Either one is good with me.
Okay. Last second, I just went Barkley. Just last second by the balls, Eagles there, but I don't know if I feel strongly about it either.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I was doing a mitten, I would probably just take JSN because I like getting the 1 seeds in those. But in a tournament like this, I pretty much have no interest in taking JSN, to be honest.
Well, it's kind of a mind fuck, right? Because on the one hand, the advancing is worth so much equity in this, and yet the 2 of 6 does make it theoretically easier to advance a JSN team. Yeah.
Plus, if you just advance the one time, you don't get a payout.
Right. Yeah. So it really is that second one, the 2 of 6, and then the conference championships 2 of 6, and then it's just an 8-seat final there. So yeah, we'll start with Barkley here. We are going to do 2 of these, so we'll see if we can get maybe a couple different draft slots to mix it up. But how deep did you say you're into your gauntlet stuff?
I finished them last night.
Okay.
So you were in one of my final drafts. The 2 spot I think is like hands down the worst spot to pick from at this point.
Yeah, I agree. In my gauntlets, I was pretty much just playing round 1 by ADP and then, just, building from there. But it seems like I was ending up with way more JSN at the end just because he is the one that kind of slips there.
Yeah. Are there any like sort of takes that you have on like teams that you think will go far, like outside of like market expectations?
Well, I don't know if it's like stuff I actually believe, but just from like the gauntlet stuff, like I was loving Steelers and Chargers in my final builds of just like the market's confidence relative to those spreads is pretty crazy. The one thing that just sucks is this Omari and Hampton injury.
Yeah.
Because that just makes it that much harder. I was even doing some Kamani Vidal, which is probably a little thin, but I'm like, how do I capitalize on a potential Chargers upset here? But yeah, Steelers and Chargers were kind of what I was hammering there at the end. Okay, we are on the clock here. AJ Brown went to the Drake May drafter. Behind us, we just have the Puka drafter. Do you want to lock up Hurts here first, or do you see something else?
I kind of like taking Kyron.
Okay. Yeah, just all right.
I don't necessarily feel super strongly about that though. Okay. Yeah. I mean that's good with me, but
yeah. Again, like I'm reorienting to this format, which is obviously very different what we're trying to.
Yeah, I mean I probably should have I probably should have just be thinking a little bit more about like there's a few picks later that I do like in these formats.
So now we're definitely Stafford because this drafter goes Hurts Devonta with Puka and decides not to go with Stafford there.
Do you want to take him though, or would you rather take? I don't know.
I honestly like a lot of not a lot of
Okay.
them, but I don't mind some of the tight ends late. I do think this is probably the optimal path for us though.
Okay, that's good with me.
You know, they have a huge team total, biggest team total in the wild card round. We're gonna, you know, capture theoretically all the points, knock on wood, Blake Corum, through these two here. Yeah, I think that's the play.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they are so likely to just win this game and move on that like that's kind of why I'm interested in Kyren, because he's gonna if he projects well this week, he's probably gonna project well next week because they're almost certain to win. So, like, seems like a pretty strong bet to make in like a tournament like this where you want to sort of make those first 2 round advancements.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a very interesting run out here in this room with that with the AJ Brown going to Drake May over Adams. Normally you see like the Drake May Adams. You do get the Allen Cook in this room. The JSN drafter goes and grabs ETN Nico, which those are the 2 pieces I do like pairing with Seattle starts as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Okay, yeah, Jacobs goes at what is that, 17?
Yeah,
I think he's a very strong pick in these.
For sure.
He just projects like kind of crazily relative to where he typically goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Diggs goes to the May drafter. It is interesting. The sidekick likes the bye week running backs for us here, which makes a little bit of sense in that I think wide receiver's pretty flat here, and you can absorb the bye week running back because we're going to be scoring Barkley and Kyren in the first round.
Totally. Plus, with the 2 of 6, you know, your advancement equity is not like cratered by taking a bunch of bye weeks. So I do think that makes some sense. Obviously, it's like kind of risky, but there are just like a lot of like after the first couple, basically wide receivers, there's not a big difference between most of the ones after that in my eyes.
One thing we should talk through real quick is like thoughts on both Goddard and Corum, just knowing we're going to be competing with these other drafters for potentially Rams and Eagles pieces. Do you have any interest in prioritizing one of them, or would you like to grab a guy like Harvey here?
I'm cool. I'm cool with Harvey if you want. What are you thinking? Do you prefer to take Goddard? I just don't think he like projects that great, and we're not going to use him in the Super Bowl, probably.
Yeah, I do think like he and Barkley can be the touchdown guy there.
That's definitely.
I think because I don't know if I like after Goddard. I did put Goddard in the queue. I just think after Goddard, there's no other Eagles we want in like one-off. Like it'd be nice to build for some Eagles Super Bowls, where we're going to play an AFC side that we're going to have to decide on. But it would be nice to be live for some Eagles / whatever AFC team we play. I also don't think this guy's going to take Harvey as his RB1. So I knew that we would maybe have that available to us.
Yeah, I mean, because to me, I probably would have been thinking about Harvey Sutton, even though I don't really like the idea of taking 2 buys in this.
Yeah. Well, one thing we could do, if we go Harvey, like Knicks then makes a lot of sense too, and we could build for a Broncos-Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah, because I just think like a lot of the AFC sides, like a lot of their like priority pieces are kind of already taken at this point. So I'm cool with taking Harvey here.
The only other like path there would be if you want to go like the Woody Marks and go down the Texans angle as well. But I don't mind the Harvey angle here.
Okay. I think I'd okay, cool. I'm good with Harvey. Yeah.
In there's a chance. The way I've been treating Sutton is like, yes, I prefer him to Franklin and Bryant, but like the ADP gap seems like too massive between that. And I'll always prioritize like the Harvey Knicks portion. And if Sutton falls, like by all means, let's scoop it up. But if not, I'm like, I'll take a Bryant or Franklin late.
I think that Franklin's like one of the worst picks.
Because of his
personally.
draft percentage relative to
Yeah, his draft
yeah.
percentage is just it doesn't make any sense relative to the other players. Like if you're talking about like I'm quite sure that Pat Bryant's going to have a higher projection when they actually play. So like I don't even understand why he goes ahead of him.
Yeah.
And he's going to have like a very similar over under yards to even like Evan Ingram. Like I never take Franklin.
Yeah, I like that take as well. I was writing up a thing for Fantasy Life where I was talking about like IKB spots of guys where I'm prioritizing the later guy in ADP, and Bryant over Franklin was one of them for sure.
Like another one of those like which might matter for ours is I don't think it ever makes sense. I mean, like it doesn't matter in this tournament specifically because it just started. But I think you should like always go, okay, well, I guess you know better than me because Sutton came back if we want to take him too.
I think.
Do you want to do that or no?
I think we go Sutton, and I think we could push Knicks. I don't think anyone's going to take
okay with that.
Knicks. Yeah. And
then I don't think anyone would either.
And then I think we discuss what advanced piece wide receiver helps us out the most here.
I have one in mind at the moment, but there's a few that I think are all viable.
Yep. Yeah, so right now we're scoring Stafford, Barkley, Kyron, Goddard. Looks like this drafter is going to get into interesting Ramondre opposite Hampton and Ladd. Who was the guy you were eyeing?
I think Parker Washington.
That was me too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. That's the play for sure on this team, I think.
Yeah. Just really, really high over under for that game. And another spot where he should obviously be going ahead of Brian Thomas Jr. Doesn't really make sense, but
agreed.
I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and easy. I agree. If round 1 and round 2 are the same advance rates, Denver contribution to advancing first 2 rounds isn't much worse than the San Francisco, Green Bay, Chicago trio there. And we just and the thing is like if someone wants to take naked Bo Nix or build out a Bo Nix Franklin, it's like whatever. We'll live with that.
Yeah, I really don't think that's the end of the world. I don't know why someone would want to do that much, but we can certainly live with that.
Yep. And at this point, it's just kind of seeing, man, people are playing advance rate here for sure. We get a Watson Burden. We get a Stevenson Hampton Ladd. People just jamming points here.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, I don't know. I feel like I would still mainly try to play like one side of each of the original games.
Yeah.
With this, especially because you know that the second round matters a good amount too. Because like you're not getting paid out for just advancing round 1.
Yep. So the one thing I'm thinking about for a piece here, I want to think through some the Rams stuff here in a second. This TJ has the one-off Adams right now. And then is building this. He has New England and San Francisco. I'm curious what he does here. And then I want to float a Rams take for us. Yeah, why are they trying to advance out of round 1 when there's no payout? Steer out a losing team for longer. What I was going to say, I'm a Higbee over Parkinson guy.
Once again, that's another spot where just Higbee projects better to begin with. So, like, it did matter more in the gauntlet where Higbee was not drafted, but straight up Higbee just projects better.
My guess, the reason I'm saying I think it's important is my guess is this guy tacks on one more to his Rams stack would be my thought. So I just want to make sure that we're prioritizing the one we want the most here. You good grabbing Higbee here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really love taking both of them. I don't think. I think I'd rather take someone that projects for more points because we do have all these buys as well.
So I think this room is rational enough that we can continue to push Knicks. We have 2 more picks. Do you want like one more, like a Metcalf?
Yeah, I'd be
Here?
like Metcalf
Oh,
probably.
Metcalf went. Sorry, that's my bad.
Okay.
My bad.
What about Gainwell?
Yeah, get a Steelers running back here.
Um,
Or should I just take Bo
maybe just
Nix
Knicks.
and
Maybe
punt
just
it?
Knicks. Yeah.
I didn't get it in
Damn.
time.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I forgot we had those two guys to begin with.
It's okay. The reason I think it's okay is because we're gonna
I think we probably should have gone like Tetaroa there, even though he's not going to
opposite
advance.
Rams.
Yeah.
So I don't think we have to take Bo Nix went. So we're actually going to have the extra bullet here. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, okay. I wish we did take Knicks there, and then we tried to get like Tetaroa, but he probably would have gone, to be honest, because I think it seems like people are pretty interested in the points. Like I'm surprised Brandon Cooks went.
Yeah. Me too. So I think one thing we can do, you can go Colby Parkinson, or we could go shot taking for a projecting guy. Like I like Jaden Reed. We could pick a side on the Chicago Green Bay game for trying to find a big score to get us out there.
I think I'd probably go Parkinson just because, like, at least he directly correlates with our quarterback that we're going with at this point. So, like,
yeah,
I think that matters a little bit more.
Yeah, and we're kind of just saying, hey, one of these Rams tight ends is likely to have a decent game. Let's just capture that in round 1, and then say we get the other usable score from Goddard or Parker Washington. We're going to need one of those guys to ball. And then because we're pretty jacked up at running back, Barkley, Kyron, Gainwell, we should have a theoretically two decent scores out of that trio.
One would hope.
Yeah, we'll have to think about it a little bit. I think the Knicks snipe might end up being like a blessing in disguise.
You're more optimistic than me.
Yeah. I do think we need more wide receiver firepower for sure.
No, I agree. I think the Gainwell pick was really just I shouldn't have suggested that. I didn't think through what we had done before.
Well, but like I said, I think if we are threading a needle with bye week players to advance, that locking in 2 really good running back scores is extremely helpful. But yeah, it would have been nice to have a little bit more time to think that through. But yeah, I think we're in agreement. Parkinson's the pick here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is such a small final that it's like, oh, well, say it's a Jags final and we only have, aren't filling a full lineup. Actually, we would because of
Yeah, I mean, we would, but the final basically you basically just have to think about the first 2 rounds in my eyes, because how many of the teams that you're playing against at the later stages are going to really have like live teams essentially.
Yeah. I just hopped in another one if anyone wants to do again, but yeah, let's look at this team while this one gets filled here. So we end up with Stafford as our lone quarterback. We have Barkley, Kyron, Harvey, Gainwell. We have Goddard, Sutton, Parker, Washington, Higbee, Parkinson. I mean, honestly, other than like if we were able to flip Gainwell to Metcalf, and obviously Metcalf was off the board, but like if we were able to just make that slight pivot of slightly stronger wide receiver one-off, I think this is like a super nutted team.
Yeah, I would have been. I think we just pivot the Gainwell to a wide receiver, and that's a bit stronger. But who knows what's going to happen? So I think it obviously still could work out, but definitely I think like a minor mistake on my part with that suggestion. Just not thinking through what we had done.
No, I mean we were under pressure there. I'm looking at, Dreaming of Sundays is the other bye week team. They have JSN, Sharbs, and Darnold. the teams that are obviously scary are the ones that are just jamming in projected points. But even then, this team who took like the Watson Burden, who are good picks, they took like Cooks and Kincaid, Shakir, Allen. Like that ends up being a much weaker team down the board. Like we can certainly advance this team.
Oh yeah, no, we're definitely not like dead for advancing or anything.
Yeah.
Like totally. I mean, I'm probably sound overly pessimistic.
No, you
but,
don't. Well, it's you do a $500 draft and you want it to feel as clean as possible. So even just one slight misstep always gnaws at you a little bit there. All right, let's see here. All right, 3 more if you guys want to join us in this this second big mitten here. By the way, we got 10 entries here for Join the Bash. Drop that in the chat if you guys want to hop on after Neil here. I'm trying to see what do we got in the lobby. I'm maxed on Gauntlet, so I believe we will be big or the mitten 3s here that you guys can come up and we'll try to get as many people on stage to draft with us. But yeah, hopefully we just get like a slightly different draft slot and can build something a little different here almost. I
mean, even if we get the same spot, I think we will probably end up with something pretty different.
True. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, it is like interesting going into a tournament like this where the payout structure is very different, and the advanced structure may mimic more of like the mittens a little bit with the 2 of 6 to start, but the payout structure being vastly different really does make you think a little bit about like taking on some of those bye week guys again, where if you got paid out like immediately, I feel like the bye week players would not be worth very much in this.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. I do wonder how many people jamming that or haven't even looked at the payouts and understanding that the making it to round 2 does nothing for you. And then it's so if you make it to round 3, you lock in a 3x 1500, and then if you make it to the finals, you lock in a 9x at 4500. All right, one more here for this big mitten. I think where I'm at, Neil, I maxed the Gauntlet. It was like the most grinding I've done. I felt like I had a bunch of stuff I needed to do this morning, and I just basically cleared my schedule and drafted Gauntlets for like 2.5 hours. I ordered lunch to my desk. I think this is going to be my last, after I do the bash, it's going to be my last playoff best ball. And then I'm going to focus on the wild card VR a bit.
Did you end up like very overweight on any of the certain teams or anyone that you were
I'm barely spread
ripping it in at the end?
I checked my exposures. My last 30 drafts were almost kind of like a hedge on like my big Patriots and Texans stuff. So a lot of Chargers and Steelers. Woody Marks ended up being my highest drafted running back, which doesn't feel great once I looked at it.
I have no idea who my top drafted players are, but I'm quite sure that my top drafted running back is going to be Jacobs.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot. And I like the Packers in that game. That was another one where I had a lot of Bears early, and down the home stretch, I was almost exclusively Packers in that spot.
That's kind of funny because it's like would have been the total opposite for me, because I would have been drafting the Packers pretty much the whole time, and then once the Bears got like home field, it was like, okay, I should do a little bit more of that.
Yeah. All right, we got the 103 here, which could actually put us at a similar spot, depending on what the 101, 102 do don't
So what are you thinking for this? Okay. So we don't even have the same option.
We do not. So yeah, I mean, you could talk me into a lot of different things here. I'm probably not as interested in the quarterbacks, but like CMC, JSN, Cook. What do you think?
I don't really have a preference. You can take the lead on this one.
All right, let's try. We did a Broncos. Let's do a JSN. We're obviously foregoing a decent amount of points in round 1, but kind of as we've been discussing with this, I think we can make up for it. And just not get punished in round 2, which is the nice part.
Yeah, it's really interesting now to see, like, after the 49ers lost like the bye and home field advantage, where CMC goes, because his draft position can vary so greatly at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised his ADP is still like 2.3 or whatever.
Yeah. I think the thing I like too, and granted, what I'm about to say didn't exactly play out, and that Bo Nix ended up going to a random team. But for the most part, even then he fell a really good bit relative to his ADP, that I think knowing that you can get the bye week quarterback at a really big discount makes the plunge more attractive in these relative to like a gauntlet that you're just going to have someone scoop it up. Whereas people are, I think, willing to stay in their own lane and not take on a naked bye week quarterback at cost, basically.
Yeah, I completely. So what are you kind of hoping comes back to us at this point? I mean, maybe you don't want to say it, but
no,
I feel like in these drafts it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I like the AFC studs in ETN or Nico would be my preference. I'm also would be fine with the Henderson too. If you go the Houston route, it's definitely nice to have Nico as part of that. Whereas if you just lock up ETN, I don't care if I miss out on Myers, etc. Nico does go. So I'd probably be ETN or Henderson, or if you like the points from AJ Brown, I'm not opposed to that either.
I'm cool with ETN. I think that's a good spot.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I don't feel like I feel like Henderson does project like a bit worse. Obviously, he's a bit more likely to get through though. So like, you do have to weigh that at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now we could do Diggs, and then try to build something out with New England stuff, or we could do Henderson. The reason I kind of like Diggs if you go that route is because then you can still get Ramondre as the second option. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go Diggs, I think that's good.
Do you like Henderson?
Sure, we'll stick with Henderson.
Let's do Henderson. I think you can make arguments in either direction for the 2v2s on Hendo versus like Hunter Henry, or Diggs versus Ramondre. Like that's probably pretty close. So we have ETN and Henderson, JSN. Do you like do you have a preference on Walker or Sharps, cost adjusted?
Not that much. I don't really. I just end up with more Walker because I don't care that much about the ADP from this point on. So I'm just like, I'll just take the first one, and I'll end up with some different picks down the board. Like that's more typically the way that it ends up going for me.
So the only nice thing about taking Myers, even though I do prefer P-Wash, all things considered, is you just get.
No, I would still just take Myers, I think.
Just to get people out of our way with Jag stuff is kind of how I think about it.
I agree.
Okay.
I think the disparity between them is not as large as ADP makes it out to be, and I think that they're basically the same. But
Jesus,
oh my God,
that is such a bad pick. Naked Trevor Lawrence on a Hurts team as your fourth is so bad. Clayton, what are you doing, brother? I've been pretty stoic throughout these playoff best ball drafts. Haven't tilted too much. That's probably the most I've felt a click hurt me. Okay, so we need to think through quarterback plans now. Obviously, we're going to have Darnold, so we can play Darnold in just an advanced piece late.
Yeah, I mean, I think that basically has to be the way we approach it at this point, because this is
Should we lock up Walker here? This dude Clayton literally took Lawrence just so he could take Parker Washington. I promise you. Clayton, what are you doing, bro?
I guess we should have taken Parker Washington then instead
I guess. Unbelievable. Oh my God, that is crazy. That is a crazy pick.
Yeah, this is not necessarily the way I was imagining this going, but
I thought we were cruising. I thought we were because we were gonna get Lawrence. We were gonna be able to like punt Darnold really late. Get a couple other Jags pieces, maybe one other New England guy, and have the exact team we wanted to draft.
yeah, I thought this one was going to be like really smooth.
What do you think about Watson? I know you like Packers. That would be the other, like, our running backs are pretty good, but I think we need wide receiver firepower. It would be either Burden or Watson.
I like Watson more. I think we should go Burden though, because if the Packers win, they play the Seahawks.
That's a good call. That's a good call. All right. And that gives us the other advance rate quarterback piece here.
Yes.
All right, so we have ETN, Hendo, Kenneth Walker, JSN, Jacoby, in Burden. Spike take two did the 10th. It is funny how quickly T-Law was clicked as well. It wasn't like a bleed down confusion. Clayton was like, this is my guy. This is my guy. And then he had to get one off Seattle as part of this as well. All right, we have to lock up Caleb here.
I think so too. Yeah. I don't want to deal with any of this other stuff.
You're just like, I want to self-eject from this entire operation after that snipe. Oh man. All right, so we have 3 more picks. Our wild card starting lineup is filled in that we have Caleb, ETN, Hendo, Jacoby, in Burden. The one only other guy who has Seattle is our antagonist, who I fucking dare to take Darnold as his third QB. So I say we continue punting Darnold. Do you want to go down like secondary Jags or secondary Bears angle?
I think it probably makes more sense to just go with the Bears because we have Caleb at this point. What are you thinking?
I think so. I think that's probably the play. The other thing would be if you wanted to grab like Metcalf on a build like this to help offset the JSN stuff, because we don't have any Houston, we don't have any Denver. Like we could definitely play that angle as well.
Okay, Loveland went. I was gonna say I like Loveland. So I guess I would go with Rome then. What do you think?
I think I like Metcalf over Rome.
Okay, yeah, Metcalf's good with me.
I think so. If we have Caleb and Darnold, I kind of like Manungai. So if we get Manungai, and then or it could be the Steelers running back, we could basically play Chicago and Seattle Super Bowls versus Jacksonville and New England. I guess that would be the other thing. Would you want to entertain a Kayshon Boutte on this, or another New England piece to be live for a New England Super Bowl?
I don't even know how much we should care about like fielding 5 men in the Super Bowl. Like I feel like if we have 4, like that might just be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would just take Darnold and then we'll see what comes back. What do you think?
Sure, I'm fine with that at this point.
Yeah,
let's game it out a little bit. So we have the Chicago just skinny stack, Caleb to Burden. I was with you. I would have been down for Loveland. I'm just like less enthusiastic about Rome and don't think he's that different than DJ Moore, who's gone.
It's hard to know. I do think he's better than DJ Moore, but I do prefer Loveland to both of them.
Yeah. And then like this, the Jag stuff is wiped. I think this is probably like the sidekick loves the Seattle stuff here. I wonder if
That's interesting to me.
Because now that we have Metcalf, it's saying like we obviously need Caleb DeBall, ETN Hendo, Jacoby, Burden, Metcalf. Like that crew can definitely advance.
I don't know. I think I would probably just go towards like whoever projects the best at this point, personally.
Would you want to do? We could like split our Pittsburgh backfield shares and get like a Warren here.
Yeah, I guess that's okay.
Let's talk it out. We still have a little time. I think from the wide receiver perspective, if you want Rome, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed.
I'm not like that into Rome. I was just I'm cool with taking Metcalf. I thought that you were more interested in taking like another Chicago piece. So like that's totally fine with me. I'm good with like splitting that a little bit and just taking Jalen Warren. Because I mean he projects pretty well. He's going to project better than Rome and Booty. Like I'm good with that.
I think Warren's nice. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm not.
Yeah, because it's like
else here.
I mean, like once again, like I don't know if like Tedero when I'm like interested by him, but because he's so unlikely to play in round 2, it's like that's also very not appealing at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. So, and the reason I think this was a smart pick is one, I agree with you. Like having 4 in a Super Bowl when there's 8 teams is not bad. Like if Seattle makes it to the Super Bowl, those are still going to probably be like underrepresented relatively. And then because the round 2 stuff is so important, we've already made the stance like, hey, we need Pittsburgh to win over the Texans. And then having Jalen Warren and DK Metcalf in the most important round in the next 2 of 6 is like really, really helpful, I think, over a Booty Rome type.
Yeah. Plus, like, I can, at least start to convince myself that, like, when Pittsburgh does win, you might want Warren a bit more because he's going to get more of the actual rushing work rather than, like, the pass work that Gainwell will project for. So, like, Gainwell probably does a little bit better in times where they're close or losing.
Yeah. Mr. M, Brandon Cook's just sleeping away on all these drafts. He definitely isn't. He went in the last draft. he is not being slept on in $500 drafts.
I mean, yeah, I'm willing to sleep on a guy who's like, going to project for, like 4 points though.
Yes. You know what? There's some things in life
too much.
I will sleep easy at night if it's Brandon Cooks who gives me the blade in this playoff. I will just tip my hat and I will move on to the next slate in life. All right, here's our second team: Caleb Williams, Sam Darnold, ETN, Henderson, Kenneth Walker, Jalen Warren, JSN, Jacoby, Luther Burden, Metcalf. So I think playing like Bears skinny after that snipe, which we wanted to be Lawrence, I think that was the way to play it. And we're still live for a couple different Super Bowl iterations, and I think we have a really good balance of firepower to get the Seahawks through.
Yeah, I like this one. I mean, a bit tilting in the middle just to have Lawrence go right when we were talking about how it should be easy to pick him up, but I think this one worked out well.
I don't know what this Clayton do. I mean, this was just a fever dream of a draft. So he was concentrated, to be fair, on Eagles and Jags early, and then goes one off Sharps back to Strange, and then goes QJ Tet. I guess as advanced pieces, I don't mind the QJ Tet. The Trevor Lawrence pick was just out of pocket, absolutely out of pocket.
Yeah, definitely unexpected.
Well, hopefully at this point, Neil, that you're not regretting me just sending you $500 over PayPal instead of doing 2 of these drafts.
Oh no, I mean, we didn't even like make the finals or anything, so I was expecting nothing back from that. Plus I didn't take any of the risk in that team, so it's all upside for me.
I know. I couldn't even remember what I said if it was only if we made the finals, but the spirit of the bash was I wanted to share winnings with any good team. So yeah, I'm glad this was a really elegant solution to that, to get to draft a couple of these, and we'll be able to sweat these out, and I'll check in on them on the portfolio review.
Yeah, hopefully one of these ends up providing us with a little bit more entertainment.
That's right. Well, Neil, appreciate you. Glad you had a good season. Hopefully your good luck charm on the bash, like you said, continues with these two teams. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to spin and get some other guests up here.
Sounds good. Good luck with your next draft.
Thanks, man. See you, Neil.
All right.
All right, guys, if you're joining in late, we got 13 entries here. I'll do the usual. I'll spin and get a few of you up here. Feel free to drop it in the chat. If you are coming in late, join the bash as always. Big Sleep Ba 6. Big Sleep Ba 6. I'll do what I normally do. Get a couple of names here. DM me on Discord or X so I can get you the link, and we'll get a queue going here. Raylish. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Shoot me a message. We'll get a third one here. Who's it gonna be? JT1373-R4U. I don't think any of these people are recurring guests. Are we gonna get 3 new faces here? Can I go last? Work meeting coming up. Sure. Let's see if we could get anyone to jump the line here. Where were my names? Raylish, are you around? JT, are you around? Let me know in the chat so we can get this going. Do you think did Gauntlet officially fill, or it's close? I mean, we're down to what? Final moments here. 99.6%. Yeah, last call here for the Gauntlet. Looks about 300 more entries and moving quickly. Mitten 3 though, plenty of room here. I wonder if they drop like a second Gauntlet. All right. Any of my guests want to reach out to me, or should I keep spinning? Not able to message on Discord. You should be able to. Tag me in Deposit Kingdom. Let's see here. All right. Big Sleep Boz messaged me. Yeah, tag me in Discord, and I'll send you a message. Yep, I sent you the link. Ooh, this is enticing. Hold on, Pete. Just getting in the car. Little David Kitchen. What is the joint playoff draft? 5 guys, 10 rounds. That would be funny. Blizzard does sound good right now. All right, let's see. You tagged me in the Leg Up Discord? The Leg Up Discord? Why the Leg Up Discord? Why not my own Discord, Raylish? Why are you tagging me in the... I don't even know where to look. I love my friends at Legged Up, but I don't have... There's a million notifications in here. This is... it says there's notifications in every single one. I don't even know where to look. You're killing me. You're killing me, bro. Is it in Leg Up Announcements? Is it in Leg Up Live? Leg Up Pod? Redraft? Okay, I think I found it. In Best Ball. Jeez, that is diabolical, dude. What the fuck? Tagged me in Leg Up? I guess you saw the sidekick up and you said, all right, there you go. Dude, and now it won't even let me send it. You got to accept the friend request. Oh my God. And now I can't even send him a message. Your message could not be delivered. This is usually because you don't share a server. My dude's not even in the Deposit Kingdom. I'm not saying you have to be in there to be on the show, but to tag me in another Discord. Oh my God. Oh. GR, accept the request. This is unreal. Not really a Discord user, clearly. Clearly. This is what I'm going to do. You know what? It's the end of the year. This is what I'm putting the link in the chat. I'm putting the link in the chat. Just click the link. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care. It's right there. Click the link, Raylish. I've sent you the link in a million different spots. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get Gumby kicked off the site. I've seen what him and his friends have been doing in the best ball streets. I am excited to meet Raylish. All right, dude. I've sent you the link everywhere. You have it. You have it in Discord. Everybody has it. Here he is. Reveal yourself. Raylish?
Yeah.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Are we going to get video? I can hear you. Are we going to get video?
Yes. Just a second.
Okay.
I do. Oh, my camera is blocked. Hey, Pete.
There he is.
That's awesome, man.
Oh my goodness. Art, now your username on Discord says like Gui from Brazil.
Yeah.
I take it you're from Brazil?
Yes, I'm talking from São Paulo right now.
Oh, you're in Sao Paulo right now?
Yes.
Okay, incredible. Are you able to draft on Underdog?
No, man, I've never drafted an Underdog, but I love your content. I'm a FFPC drafter mainly, but there is not a lot of FFPC content out there, at least not the good one. So I've been following you like for, I don't know, 2 years, I guess.
So you're able to, like, the contest you can play FFPC in Brazil?
Yes, I can play FFPC.
Can you do DraftKings?
No DraftKings, no FFPC.
Okay.
Only FFPC. Never done a dog draft in my life. So
FFPC just like exists in international waters. It is not beholden to any of the rules that the other sites play by.
I don't know why. Actually, it's quite curious why they can do that, but they are able to.
Tell me what you're doing in the Leg Up Discord if you're not drafting best ball teams?
I just like the input. I like to hear like what other people are thinking about like fantasy, and I'm becoming kind of like a best ball bro, even in FFPC. So it's always nice to have other perspectives and other points of view. So, but I'm not really a Discord user. I was like a subscriber for Leg Up for some time. Yeah. But the Discord is not really my thing.
Yeah, I'd say so. I would say so. It makes sense though, because those guys do great FFPC ranks. I know Drico spends a lot of time on those, so that does track for me. What do you do for work?
I love this time of the year because like I really like the FFPC playoff contests, and now everyone is playing FFPC, so it's like it's pretty cool too. I've been following all the content and the Boomer Opto and everything.
Incredible. Do you have any hot takes for that contest this year? Any plays you like?
No, I think it's like differently from last few years. I think it's very open. So I remember like last year or 2 years ago, you only had like 2 or 3 viable QB options, and I think this year it's really open. So I think it's kind of fun.
Do you have any other of your friends in Brazil who play fantasy, or are you kind of on an island with this stuff?
No, man, I don't even have too many people to talk about it. I started playing fantasy about like 4 years ago with some friends from the US in like a kind of like a home league. Mm-hmm. And then from then on, I started doing some basketball in FFPC, and that's where I'm right now.
What was did you guys get pretty excited to host that? I guess it was the second year you guys hosted the one of the first NFL games. Is that like a good buzz there, or are people kind of like, whatever?
It's kind of like a niche thing, because it's not really like, you cannot say that it's very popular in Brazil. I think it's popular only for a very specific demographic. So it's always kind of fun to see Brazil in the spotlight, but not really like a very popular thing yet.
Is it easy to go somewhere and watch an NFL game on a Sunday, or do you just kind of have to have YouTube TV on your own or whatever?
No, I watch it from my own house. Like I have like a ESPN package that shows some of the games. And then this year was the first season that we had our own TV broadcast also showing some of the games. So like for this weekend, the wild card weekend, all the games will be broadcasted. So it's possible to watch.
Nice. Very well. And sorry, did you tell me what you do for a living?
I'm a project manager.
Project manager. Okay. Very good. So this will be your first and only, is this the first team you will have ever drafted on Underdog?
Yes, first ever.
This is.
I tried joining the bash a few times this year. I was like really dying to have a Baseball Mania team with you.
Yeah.
But, this is good enough. This is going to be fun.
Look at, man, you're probably like too, humble and not as pushy to do this. But I will say, if there's someone in your shoes, if you guys are a longtime viewer of the channel and you live in an exotic country like Brazil, where you're surrounded by plants and an atrium with light showing through it, just shoot me a message and maybe I'll let you skip the line to come and draft your first ever team on Underdog. So yes, but let's do it, man. Let's draft a mitten here together.
What's the entry fee in this one, Pete? I'm not familiar.
This is a $5 entry. Okay. Go AZ Cards wanted me to do a gauntlet, which I would have done if I hadn't maxed it. And while I like my guest here,
entry fee.
Gauntlet's 25. Gauntlet's 25. I haven't decided if I like you to the tune of $500 yet, which is what Go AZ Cards is implying here.
Fair enough.
All right, we got the 1617 now. As someone who is part of the Leg Up Discord, would you like the sidekick displayed while we draft or not?
Yeah, it can help. I'm not. Okay. I don't think I will always go for its suggestions, but it's never a bad idea.
All right, here we go. And I know you said it was
going to help with this because as I told you, I'm not very familiar with I understand the format, but
yeah,
it's very specific tournament.
Do you have any one team you specifically root for, or are you kind of just across the board NFL fan?
I'm actually I was an exchange student in the US 20 years ago. And my host family, they were from Cincinnati, so I'm a big Bengals fan.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, and the year I started playing fantasy, it was actually the year the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. So I think it all came together. It was otherwise I would not be here today. I think.
When was the last time you were in the States?
2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that has been a while. No, I will help you out here. We're going to have the turn. We're at 1-6. In this one, it is 2 of 6 advanced. So if you like the Seattle or Denver stuff, we can certainly explore that. So they gave us right off the rip the fairly rare Josh Allen, James Cook combo. Do you like the Bills, or would you like to do something else? You could do Adams Kyren as well.
No, let's do Allen Cook. I think I'm not really. I think this is a really toss-up game. I think the Jaguars might trash them, but it's a good opportunity. So let's take it.
I think what you should do is, do you have a Twitter account?
Yes.
Because there are men in America who will enter hundreds of these drafts just to get this combo. And the fact that you just waltz in your first ever draft and get one, I think you could really you could flex on the haters for sure.
But I mean, we need we need the Bills to go through the first round, right? Otherwise, we're dead on the water.
Yeah, we definitely need the Bills to win. But are you familiar with a influencer / former BBM winner named Chess Liam?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, he told me that with 100% certainty the Bills are going to win, so I think we're going to be okay.
But he doesn't know ball, so I think
That's the best stray a fellow influencer has caught on this show since the one guy said he didn't have time for Jacob Sanderson's content despite consuming 8 hours of fantasy content a day.
No, I mean I think he's too much caught up on the Bills fandom, and I don't think he's how do you say? I don't think he's a reasonable,
a reliable narrator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like Davis with the Chiefs, like you cannot take his word for any Chiefs player.
Yeah, the only thing that would have been better is if you tagged me in the Beat Best Ball Discord. That might be the understatement of the century. He's a little too fond of the Bills fandom to be reliable. All right, let's lock in here. We're about to pick at the 3-4 turn.
I don't really like Shakir, but I think Kincaid would be. I think he's coming back. I think he's healthy enough. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I'm fine with that. I would also say like Devonta falling here to have like a NFC piece is pretty good. Let me grab Kincaid first because it sounds like you like that. The other option would be like a Jacobs if you like the Green Bay stuff.
No, let's go Devonta. I think he's fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and I think the Eagles might go far, and who knows, maybe we get a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, and I like going Devon. I mean, Jacobs is a good pick too, but because we're going to be a little weaker at wide receiver 1 compared to our opponents, I think tilting it to Devonta there makes sense.
What do you expect from Eagles 49ers?
It's a fascinating game because it's like you have the Niners offense is the more explosive offense of the two, and the Eagles defense is the much better defense. So it's like, what's gonna give there? I'm kind of Eagles pilled and thinking they're gonna take care of business there. But I don't know. I definitely think it's close to a toss up as well.
Yeah, I'm even when thinking about like the FFPC lineups. I do think there's a chance that this is like a very slow game and that the Eagles just sit on the ball and don't let the 49ers do anything.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see. One thing that's kind of interesting too is because we have the market cornered on Bills, Shakir might come back, which then you'll kind of have a tough decision on that if you want to go all in on your inner Liam or if you want to go in a different direction.
I mean, we already all in on the Bills, no? So
we are.
Yeah. But
okay, Shakir goes, so we don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Would it be stupid to take both Jacobs and Swift if they're available?
I think you would pick Jacobs, Watson, or Swift, Burden. Like you can pick how you want to play this game, but I would stay on the same team.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm on the Packers side, I think.
Let's do it. We will do Packers Eagles, which people might remember is a rematch of the Brazil game from 2 years ago. All right, Josh Allen, James Cook, Josh Jacobs, Dalton Kincaid, Devonta Smith, Christian Watson. This is a good team, dude. This is a good team.
How many rounds are we talking about? 12?
We have 10 rounds. So we have 4 more picks. 4 more picks. So, on a team like this, we'll probably be able to get Jordan Love if we want. And then maybe picking one other team, probably from the AFC side, to attack.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you got it.
Do we need more tight end power or not necessarily?
So because it is just It's just wide receiver / tight end. But I do agree, like Devonta Watson, all things considered, isn't bad. But yeah, we could be interested in DK Metcalf or a Ted Arroyo. I think would help out on a build like this.
We are next.
Yeah, we still have a little bit of time. People are taking their sweet ass time here.
I know you drafted him in the previous draft, but I really like Parker Washington.
Okay.
I know, but we took the Bills, so
yeah. There have been years where that meta has hit, where there's just like the one super high scoring game, and having pieces from both sides helped you advance. But the one thing is, because this is 2 of 6 advance instead of 1 of 6, I think it's just easier to justify loading up on just a few teams and then hoping that you capture the points from those, as opposed to trying to play a single matchup.
What about Dobbs?
Yeah,
he could catch multiple TDs in 2 or 3 games.
For sure. Do you have it sounds like you like Dobbs over Reed. I'm good with either of those guys.
Especially since we already have Watson.
Yeah. I think I like the Dobbs call. We can probably wait on him. Like, his ADP is pretty low. My recommendation would be this. I think we take Jordan Love so no one else messes with our Packers. And then I think you pick a side of Houston, Pittsburgh. Like, we could do Woody Marks and Dalton Schultz. We could do DK Metcalf with one of the running backs. But I think building out that makes some sense.
I'm on the Texans side.
Beautiful.
I really like as a
perfect. What do you think about doing Love and Woody Marks here, and then we could finish with like Dobbs and Higgins most likely?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Let's grab that. This is a really strong team, man. I'm
not sure what to expect from Marks, actually. I don't think he has been playing very well, but who knows?
I was joking. We were DMing in our group chat, and I was showing some people. Woody Marks is my most drafted player for some reason in these contests. And I just think of him as Texans running back when I click him, and not Woody Marks. And that helps me to get past how much Woody Marks sucks. Is just I'm clicking the Texans running back. Jawar Jordan is now out for a long time, so it's literally just Marks and the rest of their dust balls.
I'll have to make some lineups with him.
Yes.
It was not.
So yeah.
So we are looking at Dobbs and Higgins, right?
Yes. Yep. There, and then like secondary options would be Reed and Schultz.
I like Schultz as well.
I
think
he has too.
Like, he had a very good second half of the season.
Yeah. Let me ask, where are you in like a workspace? Is this an apartment foyer, or where are you?
Yeah, it's my house. I'm on the living room, and behind me there's like a winter garden. I don't know if that's how you call it in English.
Dude, that's sick, dude. Yeah, like a little courtyard area. It looks nice.
Yeah, and it's raining right now. We have like some summer rain.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Well, you know what? We got started on such a rocky foot. I was so tilted by the progression, and now you've become one of my favorite guests in Bash history.
It's awesome to be here, Pete.
There were a couple questions I wanted to get in the chat. Someone was asking your favorite football, aka soccer team. Do you have one?
In Brazil, it's São Paulo. I'm not from São Paulo originally, but I grew up rooting for them. But nowadays, I'm not really. I don't follow it too close, actually.
Okay. And yeah, Go Easy Cards. He already answered this. Bengals is his favorite team from his exchange. Okay. Looks like we lose? No, we still have all the options available to us. Do you like the Dobbs Higgins finish here?
I think we need some floor on the wide receivers. So I don't know. What do you think is the best combination of those players?
I kind of like. Yeah, I would choose. Who's your favorite? Just tell me your favorite of all these first.
Schultz.
Okay, let's do Schultz. I would say Schultz Dobbs, Schultz Reed, or like Dobbs Higgins would have been good like pairings there if you're looking to balance like floor and ceiling.
Go for Reed. I think it's nice.
But you said you were a Dobbs guy. I want you to have your guy.
Okay, go for Dobbs then. Yeah, I think he's like on a short run. I think he's nice.
Hey, look, I'm a reliable narrator when it comes to Dalton Schultz. The Steelers give up the 5th biggest boost to opposing tight ends per Fantasy Life's DVP tool, Jonathan. I'm just, don't shoot the messenger. I will tell you this. I'm not just saying this because we've had a lovely time drafting. This is a really good team. Josh Allen, Jordan Love at quarterback, James Cook, Josh Jacobs, Woody Marks at running back, Dalton Kincaid, Devonta Smith, Christian Watson, Dalton Schultz, Romeo Dobbs. This thing can cook, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Fun sweat.
Good stuff there. It was a pleasure meeting you. Can we get you in the Deposit Kingdom Discord? Do I need to broker a trade with Karain?
Not at all. I'm not sure how to get there, but I'll look for it.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. It'll be fun sweating this out. Good luck in all of your FFPC playoff entries, and hopefully we'll get you back on the channel again.
Thanks, Pete. Has been a pleasure.
All right, see you there. And sorry, there were multiple names. What is the official name?
No, this is my FFPC login, the one I'm using here on the StreamYard. My name is Guilherme.
Guilherme?
It's William in English. But on FFPC, I'm using the Menino Baum, which is some people might have seen me there.
Okay, all right. Well, Guilherme, it was a pleasure meeting you. Good luck these playoffs.
Thanks a lot, Pete. Take care.
All right, peace. All right, welcoming to the stage another first-time guest. We got JT on the program. How you doing?
Pete, you have no idea how difficult it was to get on to this point to be on the Bash. Over the summer, you might remember, I was at a wedding. I was at Disney. I was in the Bahamas. I was on hall duty. I've tried all these different times. And then, of course, as I'm picking up my son, trying to join the Bash, I see that I get picked as I'm walking in the parking lot. I'm like, of course. Not when I'm set up, not when I'm ready. But thankfully, I got home, and here I am. My son's over here. He's a huge fan of yours. And just the other day, one of his friends was saying, oh, nobody's a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. And my son says, that's not true. Davis Maddock is a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. And the kid goes, I don't know who Davis Maddock is. He goes, well, do you know who Peter Overzet is? He goes, no. Well, apparently 8-year-olds don't know who you are other than my son, but we're all big fans, and it is a pleasure and honor to be on with you this evening.
That's awesome. How old is your son?
He is 8 years old. He's over here. You could say hi. In his Rams gear, he's a Rams fan.
Yeah, get in the camera here, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead. Get in the camera. The camera's right there.
Hi, Peter Overzet.
Hey, buddy, what's your name?
Dalton.
Dalton, do you like Dalton Schultz like I do in fantasy football?
No, he's as you can see, he's a big Rams fan. But yes, he likes all the players named Dalton. He gets a kick out of that.
So Dalton, should I just be? Is it Puka, Kyron, Adams? Just draft all the Rams? Is that all I need to do here?
Maybe.
Maybe. Who is it? How about this? Do you have a favorite Rams tight end? Because there's 3 of them. Do you have a favorite?
I would go Higbee now, but it was Parkinson.
Yeah, Parkinson.
Probably Parkinson.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
and he also was asked over the break, what were some of the things what was he looking to do in reading? And in reading, he wanted to look up underdog stats and how he could help his dad win some money.
Wow.
The teacher appreciated that, yeah.
There you go. You got to remind your dad that it is half-point PPR scoring. He can't be taking too many wide receivers.
I know.
Well, Dalton, it was great meeting you. I'm going to draft a team with your dad here, and we will do our best to draft as many Rams in your honor as possible.
All right. Sounds good.
And
maybe Jacksonville. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like that pairing. So it sounds like you've had a busy summer. You said you've just been on the move every time you were trying to get in.
Yeah, I'm a teacher, so the summer is always very busy, going on vacation and doing everything. And of course, my wife wasn't thrilled when I'm trying to join the bash, and she just would give me a look, and I would just walk away. And then, did you get picked? No. So she thought it was maybe I was just making it up at this point.
What do you teach?
High school English.
High school English. Oh, that's fun. How long have you been doing that?
This is my second day of teaching was 9/11, so this is what 2020. We're in 26, 25 years. This is my 25th year.
Wow. In what year? High school?
10 and 12, 10th graders and 12th graders.
So what are you guys getting into? You reading like Odyssey, Catcher in the Rye? What kind of material are we getting into there?
Well, we just finished with the seniors. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah,
we're about to start the Virgin Suicides, and then in my sophomores we finished Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and we're going to be starting Antigone.
Nice, very nice. And how do you make time for drafting? Does it fit well with the teaching schedule?
Not exactly, but I try to fit it in when I can. I may have been in my department early this morning, trying to get in a couple of gauntlets before it closes. And, I try to pick my spots over the holiday break. It was good because, at night, no one's up, and that's probably the best time to draft.
Yeah. How did your best ball season go?
Not great, because I really didn't do that many teams. I only do a handful. Last year, actually, the best I've ever done was in this tournament where I was in top 200. I had a really good team, and that was the best I've done. But I don't get that many, BBMs in. I only can get like maybe 10 in, 15 or whatever. I don't go crazy with it. So I was in a couple of playoffs, but after the first round, didn't go so well. So I'm hoping to, once again, with the playoffs, doing some damage.
And I'm trying to see what's is that Texas Tech on your hat?
It is a Texas Tech fan. I am in New York. I'm a New Yorker. Grew up in Yonkers. Became a Texas Tech fan not too long ago because their basketball team helped me win some money in one of the brackets. I'm actually a Miami Dolphin fan. Don't really want to talk about them too much.
Oh, yeah,
my dad was a Patriot. My dad was a Patriot fan, so the fact that my son's a Rams fan, I'm like, look, it's not Jets, it's not Patriots, it's not Giants. Look, it's fine. Or Buffalo, yeah, but Buffalo's not even. That's like Canada.
You know why I can tell?
We have.
This is how I can tell that you guys watch Davis Maddock in your household, because you just named about 7 different teams that you guys have loose rooting allegiances for, and that's the most Maddock thing ever.
Of course. I was a Marino fan, Dolphin fan all the way throughout. I would say my fantasy football has made me less of a Dolphin fan and more of just what's going to help me win some money and what's entertaining and fun. But I still love my team. But again, they haven't been great.
So you, if you're in New York, so you had that stretch there where Underdog wasn't available. Were those scary times for you?
Yeah, I'm sure my wife was very happy during that time because I'm like, I can't do any drafts, and she's from Jersey. So when I went to Jersey, I was busy trying to get some drafts in because again, that was really annoying. But thankfully, we got the New York stuff back.
Yeah, that is a huge relief. Let's hop in a mitten 3 here. Do you have any playoff best ball takes other than drafting Rams for the household?
Yeah, I mean, Chess Liam, and I know you started with him, and he's such an interesting fellow. I want to like him and I want to hate him, and I know he does, like, he's a teacher and everything else, and I'm like, man, I hope he's different with those kids. That guy kills me with the Buffalo stuff. But I would say my takes are Jags, Patriots, and Rams and Eagles are the teams that I really think you're going to see at the end. The number ones, not so much.
All right, I like it. Let's see what we can cook up here from the 1-4. Definitely an interesting spot. I mean, I guess you could say most of these spots other than Puka are pretty interesting as far as what direction we want to go here.
Yeah, the Puka stuff, getting the number 1, which I've been getting a lot of, it's like you get Puka and there's not a Ram left by the time he comes around, which has been very, very frustrating, where if I had number 1 now, I'm not even thinking of taking Puka because it's so hard to get anything else.
Yeah, it definitely varies room for room. I was certainly guilty of, I was doing a lot of Kyron and Adams from like the 6-7 turn, trying to like mix up some combos there. But then occasionally I did get some like Stafford, Puka Adams teams as well. But yeah, it's there's no guarantees in these drafts. Like I always use the
Yeah,
phrase squatter rights, and that's not
I
always
say
the case.
I got a handful of Puka, Stafford, Kyron, or maybe Adams a couple of times, but it's been rough. And then, of course, I know you talk about the holy grail of Cooks and Allen, and I'm like, yeah, I think I got it a couple times, but I just don't, not
Well, it
loving
sounds
that.
like you're out on 1 seeds. Do you want Allen, Cook, May, Adams, Kyron here?
Let's go May.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Karain will be thrilled, as am I. Let's grab Drake May here to start. We'll see what comes back to us here.
And now I hear the cat trying to join the bash.
You know what? I think Guilherme's cat joined the bash there at the top too. We could go 2 for 2 here. We are back on the clock. You could play like Adams opposite May or AJ Brown, or get an ETN Henderson. What do you think?
I'm thinking either Henderson or Adams.
Henderson or Adams. Let's do Adams and just see if it maybe.
Yeah, I guess I
get
gotta
something
take
else
a Ram, otherwise someone's going to be yelling at me in a second.
Can I just say, I love your mic. Every time you lean in, it looks like you're at a spelling bee right now and about to, let's do Adams, ADAMS.
I got this is the mic I took from work during COVID. So I figured this would sound much better as I tried to get set up for all of this in seconds.
It sounds incredible. Home. No, your mic quality is awesome. Yeah.
That's good to know.
No, but it's very teacher-esque. It does feel like you're at a lectern or something right now, speaking into the mic. Yeah, we do got to get the country of origin there as well. Is Dalton excited that we got Devontae Adams here?
Yeah, he loves the Rams. He's every time the draft starts and he's around, he's like, "Did Puka go first?" I'm like, "Yep."
That's awesome.
Yeah, McCaffrey usually goes second, although not so much after this past weekend.
Yeah. I mean, we were kind of talking it through in some of those big mitten drafts. It is like a bit scary there with the Niners versus that Eagles defense. Henderson unfortunately goes, but we're not forever shut out of Patriots running backs. Nico, Devontae, do you like Diggs with May? Anything else?
I would go Diggs. I would go Diggs.
Yep. In
Stack
agreement
up the
there.
Patriots.
Let's do it. This draft has turned into a war zone. Yeah, we're battling. We are battling here. What did you say you were about to do today before you got pulled onto the bash?
Well, no, I was just picking up my son, and I was trying to wait for him to come out as I'm holding the phone watching, and I'm like, this draft's going to end, and he's going to be picking people. I didn't realize you were going to pick like everyone at once, and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I was literally putting him in the car when I saw the name come up. I was like, of course, as I'm getting in the car. And I was like well, if we have to draft now, I'm going to, we'll just wait in the car and see what happens.
We are on the clock. You could reach for Ramondre if you wanted that. You could do Corum with Adams. What do you want?
I would say let's go Ramondre.
I think that's smart. When I don't get Henderson with May, I like pulling up Ramondre.
You know what? Both of them are getting points, and you could see him going off and scoring some TDs as well. Corum, again, I don't know if they're going to go heavy with Kyron because it's the playoffs.
Yeah, it's more just the if you get the bracket breaking how you want, having that running back, in a conference championship or Super Bowl scenario, even as the second fiddle, is pretty nice to have.
So the question is next, do we want to go perhaps, I probably could wait on some of the Ram tight ends. Do we want to go with our NFC side, or do we want to hit for Booty or go for another Patriot? I usually try to push them. What are you thinking?
I'm with you. I think we probably push them. I think this is probably where we make the choice of do we want to grab like a Packers or Bears kind of play
Yeah, that's kind of been the play. It's been Packers, Bears. I know the sidekick tells us we have to take Green Bay players, otherwise, they might kick a puppy or something.
Yes, Corain does kick one puppy for every non-Packer selected. Jacobs does go. So you could go Swift here if you like that. We could just grab Hunter Henry.
Yeah, you know what? Go actually Henry here. I forgot about Henry. Not tight end premium. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I would go Henry here and then come back around and take maybe go Bears, Burden, or running back Bears, or still possibly Green Bay.
Yeah, I would say at this point our wide receivers are fine. We're going to probably want a little bit of help at running back here. So it's probably Swift or Marks would be my guess to ensure that we get out of round one. We are on the clock here.
I hate to break your heart. I'm not a fan of Marks, so I would definitely go Swift.
You know what? You won't break my heart. I need to diversify a little bit. Let's do Swift here.
You know what I've been doing at the end of all the drafts, not to give other people ideas. I've been just going Vidal.
I've done it. I did it a few times in the gauntlet, man. I'm there with you. Yeah. Have we gotten an Omarion Hampton practice report today?
I didn't see anything today. I just know yesterday it said he wasn't practicing, and for someone who hasn't played in a bit and isn't practicing, it doesn't look good. Yeah,
it doesn't. Yeah, it probably turns into more of a mess than anything. But so it didn't practice working through it. So yeah, I'll be very curious to see what happens today. Okay. We have 4 more picks here, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got this Packer stack going. We have a one-off Devontae Adams, but there's some pieces we can tack on there if we want to play for New England, both Rams and Bears Super Bowls, I think is probably our path.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you like Burden? You want to grab him, or do you have a favorite?
Burden is actually my highest drafted player in Underdog currently.
All right, beautiful. Well, that lines up perfectly. Let's grab him here.
I'm not even going to tell you how big a fan my son now is of Wheatus, and of course he was imitating the seals when he first saw your video. So it's like a whole thing. You have no idea.
I believe that's called Chekhov seal. Like if your son does a seal impression and he's nearby, he's gonna have to come on camera and give us a slappy seal impression. I'm sorry, JT. That's just the rules.
Dalton, can you give a nice seal impression, even though you can't lay on the floor and do the thing where he goes up and down? Can you go art? Come on, here's the camera.
Get in here, Dalton.
There we go. This is your slappy seal. All right.
Incredible.
Yeah, he was doing that on the living room floor, and I'm like, this. I don't even know what to do with this.
Incredible.
Now as the cat meows, it's a zoo in here.
Hey, it sounds like it. You know what? Well, a zoo is a very good metaphor for this this ecosystem of content creators and drafters that we all exist in. What would you like to do here? We have 3 more picks. Booty's a top recommendation. We probably could use a little bit more running back firepower. Like Manungai wouldn't be a bad piece to add on here. We could also do a Pittsburgh piece late as well.
We already have one Bears running back. Maybe lock up either Booty, or if we think we could push him, go Caleb, because we can then have Caleb. Even if they lose to Green Bay, I think they're going to put up points. Green Bay and Bears, I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of points either way. And it could be a piece that pushes us forward.
Yeah, so what do you want to lock up first?
I guess Caleb. I don't think people are going to be rushing to get Booty, but how many Patriots do we have total?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can field Super Bowls for both.
Yeah, go Booty first. You have the max 5.
Well, unfortunately, I did Caleb
okay, well,
first.
maybe it comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, we have.
I'm not going to make any inappropriate Booty jokes right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that, especially with children present,
Yes.
Yes. Now that Dalton has been on the program, he does get to enter the Peter Good Luck best ball charm orbit. So he is liable to win $2 million here when he's of age to draft, of course.
That's what we're hoping for. You turn people into millionaires. I mean, without question, you're the common thread, without question.
I'd like to do it to myself eventually, but yeah, I'm fine doing it for my friends for now.
Listen, Pete, there's no doubt in my mind at some point we're going to be saying Petey Millions.
Yeah. I appreciate that. You want to grab Booty here? He does come back.
Yes, I want to grab Booty here.
All right, let's do it. I could tell the way you said that there was a little bit of bid equity in that delivery.
Listen, I'm an English teacher. You're talking metaphors. I'm dropping puns.
Okay. Yeah, the sidekick is in line with where I was headed with this, which is probably a Steelers running back to get enough points for us in round one.
So what do you think, Gainwell or Vidal?
In this room of Stevenson, Swift, I kind of like the bigger swing, which I think is Warren.
Okay. Let's go Warren.
But if you prefer Gainwell, like I'm not. It's like a 55-45.
Either running back is fine. It depends on the script, on whether it's going to be a high scoring and they're behind and Gainwell's getting carries, or he's whatchamacallit's falling in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So Warren's falling in for a touchdown. So I think he could go either way. Vidal is just the kind of if Hampton's out, nobody has him, and he drops in for a couple of touchdowns, you have an edge.
Yeah, I like that take. I just wouldn't do it opposite Patriot stack, right? Because we're losing.
Right, because they're playing each other. It's thin, but it's just I forgot we're doing Patriots. But yes, absolutely. So Warren's fine.
Do you prefer Gainwell? I don't care. I honestly don't. Warren or Gainwell, you pick.
Let's go Gainwell.
All right. I could tell deep down you would get the Gainwell. Let's do
it. Yeah. Warren, I haven't been picking much because I'm just going with Gainwell and the idea that he's going to get some catches in my full end zone. And he actually has looked more explosive.
He's looked good, man. He's looked awesome all year for sure. Also, shout out Picazard here. A little hat tip to Dalton there, taking Jalen Knoll in the last round. Here's our team, JT. Let's get your final thoughts. CJ Stroud. Or no, sorry, I'm looking at somebody else's.
Drake Stroud, like, oh, damn.
You're like, what?
What's just hurt?
Exactly. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Ramondre, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, Luther Burden, and Booty. Smidge weak at running back, but otherwise really solid.
Yeah, no, I think it's solid. And again, if we get Patriots, we get them going where they're supposed to be. I definitely think they win next week. And again, I think it's ultimately it's going to be them and the Jags. But we'll have to see on that. But I like this team. I think, it's not one of the teams where I've seen where it's you finish and you're like, this is an absolute disaster. In fact, I think one of my team names is this is a total mess.
Exactly. Well, JT, it was a pleasure meeting both you and Dalton. I know these days you don't want your kids having too much screen time, but if that screen time is watching the Bash and Best Ball Breakfast, then I guess I'm all for it.
Well, I appreciate that, Pete. And I do have one question for you. I know you were heavy into improv and everything else, and public speaking. I do improv with my students, and it's been a struggle with the seniors. And I know they say agree and add, don't ask questions, and all they do is disagree and ask questions. Any helpful advice for me?
Man, I would say, are you doing a decent amount of warm-ups like before you start doing like maybe the more improv-y exercises? Because one of the things, especially for teenagers, right? No one wants to look stupid. No one wants to like be vulnerable. So doing some of these silly warm-ups, and I could give you some as well, that just get you out of your head and more willing to look stupid and be vulnerable, I think will maybe help facilitate stronger actual improv exercises.
Great advice. I definitely will have to look into that and try that out because, these are high school seniors, but when it comes to the improv, they love them because they're so random and they're all over the place and they're really fun. But once they're up there, it's like watching paint dry at some point.
Yeah, for sure. I'll send you a few things. I got your DM here on Discord. But yeah, I mean, I even like when I got far along in improv, even before shows, we do these silly warm-ups, and even you start to get jaded and you're like, man, this feels dumb and stuff. But you do really feel yourself getting loose, not worrying about anything else, and then you feel ready to actually yes and you know, explore, you know, these new paths that pop up. But I imagine that being very hard with cynical, sarcastic teenagers who don't want to look stupid.
Absolutely.
Well, JT, it was awesome. I mean, what an episode of the Bash. We got to draft some big mittens with Neil. We got to meet Guilherme from Brazil, and then JT, a longtime follower, him and his son Dalton coming on. I mean, this is why I love doing this, getting to meet all of you guys, and I'm so glad it worked out. So thank you.
Great idea, Pete.
I will have a bash next week. We'll do a divisional round bash, and then I'll figure out, probably going to be a month or so off of the bash, going to take a little bit of time off, and then we'll obviously get it booted back up for big board and best ball season and all of that good stuff. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Going to have the 2 shows, the 1 p.m.
Say bye.
Yeah. Can we get a sign off here from Dalton here before I finish the plugs? See you, Dalton. I don't know why I keep leaning over as if I can't see you in the screen, but it's I've been doing it. We'll see you, Dalton.
I mean, when you do that too.
And I will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Bully the Sims with Yuta and Ship My Money, and then we will also be doing Off and On the Clock wild card preview for all of our guests, and specifically for Dalton, the youngest Slappy Seal I know. We'll see you guys next time on the Bash. Peace.